All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Today, we're going to be touching on the top prop bets for Taco Tuesday on PrizePicks. And so the first taco is already out. That's going to be OG to get over 15.5 points. Guys, as always, we are just going to be placing the Taco Tuesday bets. Those are typically just the best bets on the board each and every day. Now, we did end up having a pretty good Taco Tuesday last Tuesday with a lot of the college basketball prop bets that we're getting throughout the week, all hitting, especially like kind of the easy ones. It was a pretty darn good Final Four and championship for college basketball. Kind of sad it's gone. Hopefully you guys are able to take advantage of that. But today we are getting enough MLB prop bets specifically for fantasy score. So let's go ahead and jump on into that. So guys, I do want to call it that I will be dropping an MLB cheat sheet how-to video. That'll just be kind of going over how we go about attacking the best MLB prop bets and kind of the process behind that. As you guys know, typically speaking, the best prop bets that we have each and every day are these fantasy score related prop bets. And I know a lot of people might be hesitant to bet on those. It just is what it is. I know some people don't have access to them, but like, I'm not going to not give you guys the best prop bets. These are them. Okay, so we do have a couple of interesting ones. These first two ones actually came down from the start of the day, one already. And so that was a correction in the market from PrizePicks there, guys. I still am thinking we're going to get to both these. These are both still pretty strong prop bets. But like in simple, we are getting a bunch of good pitching fantasy score prop bets, especially in comparison to the underdog lines that we are getting. So like if we go ahead and jump into the MLB tab and scroll down to the bottom here, just taking a peek at Kyle Hendricks, guys. He is someone that, you know, across the board could get the over here. We look at his average projected, which is taken as projected innings pitched, and then factoring in what he has averaged. It does like the over there, so a little bit of a concern there, but the PrizePicks line is a little bit too high, especially compared to underdog, and especially compared to the average sportsbook line. The average sportsbook line getting them closer to 19. So, you know, not exactly like a perfect bet where everything correlates together, but still not a bad bet. A little bit of a better bet is going to be one that I hope doesn't hit. He's my pitcher in fantasy baseball. Also one of my keepers, so hopefully it doesn't hit, but it is a big prop line difference between PrizePicks and underdog. So 42.5. Now the difference between this and compared to NBA is this difference is not, I don't want to say it's not as big, if you will, because like the difference is like an earned run, which is just 3 points, minus 3 points, or pitching strikeout, which is just plus 3 points. There's not really a way in which the underdog line hits and the PrizePicks line doesn't hit, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously there is a path there. It is with the pitching outs. Pitching outs are worth 1 point. Okay, that would be the biggest difference. And so if he does only pitch 1.5, he doesn't get the quality start. That's going to be the biggest difference there. But just to reiterate, it's not exactly like NBA where like a rebound is 1.2, a steal is 1.5. Like, it's not as big of a difference, I would say, but it still definitely is a difference and definitely worth calling out. 2.5 prop line difference is pretty massive. We got Chris Sale. So Chris Sale, I do like this one a decent amount as well. So basically a 50-50 split between who's going to win this game, but it is a lower scoring game, about 7 total points in this game. We're looking at, though, probably not going to get a quality start just based off of the projection data, and then average as well, probably not going to get the over. The average sportsbook line is favoring the over pretty heavily at 39.87. So this is more of the line is seemingly correct, especially on underdog where it's at 38.86, you know, slight difference there. But through and through, a decent bet there. We also have Shane Smith as well, where we're looking at his over fantasy score. So we're getting a decent amount of good pitching fantasy score prop bets again then. And guys, we are getting some decent prop line differences for some of these hitting prop bets as well. So we got the projecting innings or at bats for Brian Reynolds, obviously being a hitter. This is an at bat. Average is about 4.83. So if we do get that additional hit, obviously that does help us out a decent amount. Looking at the underdog line, again, taking advantage of a prop line difference. That is a pretty solid bet for us. Buxton as well. We're getting a decent edge there. A little bit of a higher scoring game compared to Brian Reynolds. So all pretty good spots there. Don't have to go too low though. You know, we're just going to be sticking with those good MLB prop bets. Now it is worth calling out that we are getting like a big esports prop line difference, guys. This is something that, you know, not too crazy, but chances are this is going to be a push. You probably get to 2 map 1 kills, but probably won't get to over 2. That's basically how I'm reading this, with the underdog line being at 1.5. The fact that underdog hasn't changed the line tells me that, yeah, it probably could get to 2, but it's not going to get to 3. So good chance for that one to be a push. Then from there, we are getting some decent NBA prop bets as well. Like Trae Young for under his fantasy scores, okay, but you know, not a 54% likelihood, so don't have to go too crazy with that. And I do want to go ahead and talk about some Masters PGA prop bets that we have, guys. And if you guys have not done so before and you guys want some Masters content, head on over to my 9 to 5 Golf YouTube channel. Got a bunch of stuff already covering the Masters, some pool picks if you guys do that, did a first look, did some values, did my favorite outright bets as well. All that content is going to be there as well, but I do obviously want to touch on the prop bets here for you guys as well. And so I'm looking at this, and I will say I do like these prop bets here for Ludwig Aubert to get under 4.5 birdies or better. He is someone that has missed the cut in his past 2 events, which has followed a win that he had as well. So typically speaking, guys, after a golfer wins on the PGA Tour, they kind of do take the foot off the gas a little bit, especially given the fact that he's coming into a major. It didn't really seem like he was as mentally prepared for those 2 events as he has been in the past, but still, to get 5 birdies at Augusta is pretty crazy. The average birdies or better is about 2.8. Okay, so you're telling me he's going to almost double that, the average? Yeah, I think I'm okay betting the under there. Now, Rory and Jon Rahm, I'm not necessarily sure I want to get there with those 2. And actually, I know the data here is telling us to bet the under 3.5 birdies or better for Bubba Watson. I'm kind of looking at him to get under that, actually. And then it is worth calling out, we are getting, well, 1 prop line difference now. This has corrected since I was about to do this video. Interesting there. Not really worthwhile there. JT is a good golf play. Don't need to mess with that too much, though. And so, guys, we go ahead and jump on into the bet of the day. I'm going to be going with that under birdies or better bet there for the Masters. Then from there, just going with all the top MLB prop bets. Giving you guys 6 here today because, well, 1 is about to go live here. And again, per my fantasy baseball team, I don't want this one to hit, but again, just a pretty clear edge there with a PrizePicks line. That's a clear outlier there, so we should be taking advantage of that, guys. That's going to be all, guys. Again, check out the Masters content on the 9 to 5 Golf YouTube channel if you guys are interested in that stuff. Make sure to have a like and subscribe to the channel here as well. Be on the lookout for that MLB cheat sheet how-to video, possibly later on today, if not tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.